What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Music MindFrame coming to you live and direct, and you are now entering Vibe City. And if you haven't already subbed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, as we got some banging 2K content on our channel. But as for today, I want to holler at you guys real quick about Archetype Freedom in relation to NBA 2K18 and their new eLEAGUE, and if archetypes should be banished from the game for good. Let's hop into it. So for starters, for those who skipped out on 2K17 because 2K's trash, archetypes were introduced this year, and 2K really brought a RPG type of vibe to their basketball sim, in the sense of you can do this one thing really good, but everything else not so much. A perfect example of this is the lockdown defender archetype. Now, lockdowns have the best stats defensively in the game, hands down. But looking at the other areas of their game, they take a hard hit, and it doesn't make sense because, well, check this out. A player like Kawhi Leonard, one of the premier defensive stoppers in the NBA, has evolved his game over the last few years and has in essence become a superstar, as he's added the post-up turnaround J and the tray ball to his arsenal. Now, Kawhi is strong in various areas, both offensively and defensively, so why can't a Kawhi Leonard type of baller be created with stats in the 80s or 90s in areas such as the mid-range, the post, possibly the tray, and of course defensively? It's simple. We don't have the same freedom to create as we did in 2K16, and that's not realistic. Instead, it's very restricting. Now, I'm not even gonna front with y'all. My favorite 2K was NBA 2K16. The fact that you could make an inside player, an outside player, or a balanced player was so simple yet effective. Once you started to get your attribute upgrades, you put them into any tower you wanted, and you got exactly what you wanted. At times, I feel like they're trying to overcomplicate a lot of things, when 9 times out of 10, keeping it short and sweet and simple is usually pretty effective. Now, I've mentioned before the idea of players having a main archetype in combination with a secondary archetype, and that could possibly work in NBA 2K18. But what do you guys think? Should they go that route, or possibly keep it the same? Or should 2K simply go back to how it was in 2K16? Or should all restrictions be lifted in general to create true archetype freedom? Now, it's no secret that the game of basketball is evolving by the day, but so are the players. Big men such as Boogie Cousins of the Sacramento Kings and Kristaps Porzingis of the New York Knicks are changing the game. So what if those types of players were able to be created? I mean, it's pretty simple to me. They would dominate. Let's use Boogie as an example. Now, this is a center that after snagging a rebound can run full court with above decent speed, hit an effective crossover without fumbling the rock, and finish at the rack with flair. Now, just saying that a center can do that makes him sound like a demigod in the world of 2K. But this is realistic because Boogie does this on a nightly basis and at an effective rate. He's a dominant center in the NBA, so this is second nature to him. Now let's take Kristaps Porzingis, a true 7'3" demigod, if you want to use the terminology for it. Okay, he can hit trays, he can get posters, crossovers, get blocks, get rebounds, but yet a player like that, a big man like that, cannot be created in 2K without being labeled a cheeser. And again, that's not realistic because Kristaps Porzingis makes this a reality on court. And I get that this is a video game, but 2K is really trying to bridge that gap between reality and the digital world. They're trying to bridge it, they're trying to break it down, they're trying to make it so that your experience in 2K is full sim. Now, of course, they're going down some wrong paths here and there, some gameplay things. They're trying to make the game better ideally. That's what these patches are doing. Taking away the cheese, taking away this, taking away that, in order to get one step closer to being a simulation game. But a player like Steph Curry, remember last year when he ideally broke the game? You can pull up half court at a successful rate with Steph Curry only in game at a moment. That was great because he's doing that in real life. But it should transfer. This year it transferred. We have stretch bigs, we have sharpshooters that are draining full court shots, mid-court shots, limitless range threes. It's a reality now. These players are changing the way we play the game. But back to the topic at hand. As the original question was if archetype freedom should be present in 2K18. And in my opinion, the answer is yes. The ability to create a player we truly want will fit each of our individual playstyles even better than the current archetype system does. And giving us that freedom to spend our attribute points in any category will give us that much needed control to make a Kawhi Leonard type of player, a two-way trade baller like Klay Thompson, or an athletic guard that's a beast defensively such as Russell Westbrook. And that's way more enticing than the current build system in 2K. Now 2K18 will be here before we know it. Soon the NBA season will be over, the playoffs will hit, the NBA draft, and then it'll be 2K season once again. But by that time, we'll be on like patch 28 with an even more broken game. Let's just hope that 2K18 isn't a flop and they come correct with a solid product. This eLEAGUE is gonna change everything, man. There's so much hype around the community right now. Seeing nothing but positive vibes in the 2K community in regards to this eLEAGUE, that's a good thing, man. So they're definitely on to something with this, and it should be exciting. But again, that freedom to create whatever we want, any kind of player. If we wanted to have a post scorer that's a beast defensively, we should be able to make that. If we want to have a shot creator that can also perform like a sharpshooter, we should be able to have that. If we want to have like an athletic finisher mixed with maybe a glass cleaner, we should be able to have that. Just having that diversity, especially in this eLEAGUE, will separate the top tier players from the lower tier players. But not just that, the possibilities for different builds would be crazy. Just picture having a slasher that can hit standstill threes like a sharpshooter. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, that's exciting. Like, let's just hope that it all comes together. But look, guys, drop me a like. Let's get this video to 150 likes if you're digging the vibe. Now, I saw last video, I said, let me get 200. If you want longer videos and more content like that, you guys drop like 230 likes or something like that. So all my Vibe City soldiers spoke and the mayor had to deliver. So we're going to have more content just like this. There go another video off top. And I'm not even going to front. It is fun to do this. Also, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But for now, it's your boy, Music MindFrame, Vibe City. Y'all know the deal, man. Make sure you keep it locked.